Peace. Give me a second. Yeah, we got y'all covered. 1 second. Good. Peace. This beautiful day. It's sunny AZ. Getting ready to have my morning tea, water, get medicated real fast. I might even pull my old school out today and drop the top and hit a couple corners, man. It's a nice cool day. See the mountains over in the view, over the horizon. Man, I don't know what these people talk about. Life is good. And I'll be looking forward to the breath of life every single day. Every single day. But it's nothing new. It's nothing new under the sun. Nothing new under the sun. When I explain the more is get out of that spookism. Get out of all that scary stuff. Get out that white, black, and all that prejudice, hateful shit out of your heart. All man was made in the image of God. Anybody that's prejudiced or whatever you want to use the word, that's conditioned. That's how they were brought up. That has to do with their parents and what's around them. Don't blame that shit on God. People misunderstanding, don't blame that on God. Blame that on their upbringing. Point blank. But it's nothing new under the sun. All this stuff that happened, it happened before. When I tell people, stop being afraid and scary. Stop being afraid and scary. Because if you haven't took no oath, if you want one of them people that have been lying to people and doing all that, and now you talk about you want to turn back and be right, shouldn't have did none of that shit. All the evil stuff people doing, and they say, oh, my kids and my wife. You ain't think about your kids and your wife before then. All that spookism and lying is coming to an end. And I tell you, man, a lot of stuff happened is government. From HARP to the weather machine, from Tavistock Institution to human engineering, a lot of that stuff, even European Masons like behold the pale horse, and people believe all that shit. I'm like, dude, you got to know how to read. All that shit ain't valid, because a lot of them is Freemasons. They always try to talk about some goddamn aliens and take the credit from the Asiatics. We don't got, it ain't no such thing as no alien motherfucking technology. That's bullshit. That's the technology they got from the continent of Africa and try to make it seem like they came up with something from some aliens and some Anunnaki. That's false. All spookism. And that's what's getting ready to happen again. Spookism. I'm telling you. And I tell people, I ain't worried about it because I ain't took the motherfucking rotten apple. I'm a God. Gods don't worry about that lower level shit. They always think that evil gonna prevail. Well, if you read the story, like they always talk about the end of the world coming and God coming back, which is gonna be some false shit. Please, we know better than that. We know evil never prevails. We know that shit. Only the weak ones fall for that shit. Only for those that's not connected fall for spookism. Oh, the world going in, all this shit, all this modification, all this projector type shit that you see in the sky, you thinking it's something real. I tell y'all, this all military grade. HARP, Tavistock Institution, Behold the Pale Horse. Behold the Pale Horse is truth and falsehood strangely mixed, just like the European Zachariah Stitchin that wrote that bullshit Anunnaki. They both were Freemasons. They both try to tell you some alien shit. And then when Negroes be reading that, A Secret Treaty of Verona, after they read it all, I ask them, so what have you read? And they still don't understand. I said, man, y'all dealing with a whole bunch of crazies. Because they still don't know what the Secret Treaty of Verona really consists of. I said, that ain't it. That ain't it. They don't even know. Because you just get shit off the internet and you're not elite. All spookism. To scare people. Hysteria. So I'm going to give you all some shit that I did years ago on the college campus. All this shit is public information. When you connect it, you connect it. See, the only people that be worried about stuff is those that try to tell on their people. Like, say if you was a hitman, you finna tell a hitman secrets. We need to take your punk ass out. Because you shouldn't have been down with it. Like you exposing something. See, the truth is always there. And the truth is for the righteous. We don't get down with no slick shit to where we try to tell something because you know it's phony. We ain't never down with it. So you got to understand this when everybody trying to say stuff fake. And when I say, man, I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society, I'm going to always be transparent. It's going to be a lot of information that the regular average Negro don't even know. And more. So when I talk about projects like Operation Blue Beam, people don't even know what it consists of, but it's documents there. Just like patents and shit. People don't know how to reach stuff. If you know how to research, you can find anything. You can find everybody case that they be lying. All these Moors that was, or the Moors that call themselves, whatever the Moors they call themselves, I don't want to get nobody no publicity, and they got caught on the highway, you're going to see all that shit going to come to an end. Because they lying. And when you lie, that's what happens. We talk about New World Order and all that stuff. It ain't some dream or some wild paranoid theory. It's a real thing that's going on. It's to abolish the so-called religious traditions in order to replace them with a one-world religion based on the code of man, to abolish all national identity and national pride in order to establish a world identity and a world pride. Point blank. And people be talking about, oh, I ain't worried about shit. All I'm worried about is a goofy nigga. A nigga killed my brother. I ain't worried about nothing else. I told y'all I'll lay my life down for what I believe. I'm not worried about shit. Period. Nothing. Live in no fucking fear or no spookism. Oh, what they gonna do this? Be careful, man. Be careful of my ass. A nigga will rob you for your shoes. Hell, a nigga will kill you because they lying to everybody and you telling the truth. Fuck you talking about? And that kind of declaration of war from the United Nations is for the implementation of a universal obligatory membership to the United Nations. The strengthening of the UN by a multi-military and multi-police force, a worldwide justice department through the UN with an international tribunal, a worldwide new trade agreement for all nations, the end of the Cold War. This day information. And if we really wish to understand NASA Blue Beam project, we have to return to the dawning of the age of Aquarius, which we in now. Which everybody talk about, we in the age of Aquarius. Yep, for everything. For all the lying ass sovereign citizen wars, having you file a shit, fake ass government, everything. Remember that song? That song said, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter align with Mars, then peace will guide our planet and love will steer the stars. Right? Ain't that what the song said? This related with the year 1982. At that time, the opening of the conspiracy of the age of Aquarius, just before the implementation of the New World Order, supposed to begin sometime in 1983. Like, I'm gonna pull out this old deck of cards. It's the Illuminati card game. I got it a long time ago from a ex-potentate that I met. He was a professor, and he was like, none of his kids was into what he was into. He was like, but you, Sheik, you into all this, and you're gonna be able to not only replenish the shit, but show everything. And I got a whole heart of this shit. So when people be posting up on the internet talking about some Illuminati card game that they can't get, and they just posting pictures, I got the whole board game. I got a couple of them mugs in my storage, to be exact. But that's a lot of stuff people didn't want. I have to say that the Blue Beam Project was set up for the year 1983. It has been delayed. We don't know exactly why, but since 1983, this is from the history, this is from the author that's writing 11 years before the publication of this report. They have really improved themselves with the new technology and innovations in space, hardware, and software in which they involve right now to make their system possible. Just like I told y'all, holograms. They're going to use a lot of hologram stuff to fool you. And a lot of these companies have this technology of holograms to make things look bigger in the sky, to make things look movable, all this stuff. Watch, you're going to see the goal of the New Age movement under which the United Nations operate right now are the implementation of a new world messiah. The tools behind the New World Order: international army, international police force, a World Bank of the economy, a world government under the United Nations, a world conservatory bank for wilderness preservation around the world. That means all green movements will be melded into the new international bank and disappear altogether. A world religion where all church doctrines will be destroyed at the root to be replaced by the new world religion, the age of Aquarius. Just like when I was lecturing in class yesterday about the doctrine of discovery and all this other historical things. The World 7 Races classification of all human slaves who will fulfill predetermined work tasks, whether they agree with it or not. The World Concentration Headquarters at the United Nations for those who will be accepted the new system. The World Agriculture and Food Supply Control will control food and vitamin supplies around the world. So all y'all go on the stores, that shit gonna be regulated. Everybody laughing at me, talking about, oh, he got laying up in St. John's with the Amish. Oh, he got 10 acres out there in Mojave, Arizona. What are you gonna do with that land? You gonna see. You gonna see when people like, oh, I'm just gonna come and get food for you. Shit, we'll blow your motherfucking head off, you trespassing. When this shit come down, you don't even know where we at anyway. Motherfucking dogs that eat your ass up. I have my javelinas eat your ass up. The New World Order will be an in-between government system for USSR, Great Britain, and all its Commonwealth, and the United States with its melting pot population. This is at the end, a new spiritual and political war order, which will replace the old ones, under which we live right now. This is what the Europeans talk about. It's like when y'all talk about something, behold the pale horse and the secret treaty of Verona, which you know nothing about. You don't know nothing about what's the black nobility, which you know nothing about. They just be talking. You hear them old motherfuckers talking the secret treaty of Verona and all this and all this. Now what? Okay, now what? You still a bum. What are the New World Order plans? The plan of the destruction of all the people who believe in the Bible or worship Jesus Christ, and the complete disappearance of Christianity. To achieve this plan, the New World Order is changing national laws to assure that Christian belief and symbols like the cross, for instance, will become outlawed and unlawful. Religious holidays and ceremonies will be replaced with New Age festivals around the world. The elimination and complete destruction of all secret societies and secret brotherhoods, lodges, and sanctuaries, all of which they view as the most serious threats to their survival after the after this change, and then base their new doctrine on the New Age conspiracies. And like when I tell you, if you understand the biblical scriptures, it's nothing wrong with the scriptures. Most Moors are just taught wrong. I promise you, most Moors are taught wrong about the Bible. And the thinkers and the basic doctrine of the New Age conspiracies books are Elaine. See, now watch this. I told y'all about these Europeans. When I tell you about Elaine Petrovich Blavatsky, who wrote ISIS, Unveiled, and The Secret Doctrine, all that shit is more science. And when I showed y'all that, where this shit come from, heard the European, all those European so-called Sufis, they get a credit to our prophet. Our prophet was first. I lectured this, and the European agreed with me. The European Peter Lambert Wilson, a.k.a. Hakeem Bey, that wrote all those Moorish paradigm papers, the European agree with me. These Europeans that's not have more wisdom than myself and our prophet, they ain't study nowhere. They ain't getting no wisdom from nowhere. They just took your regalia, and just because they was European, said they was something. They don't have no history or nothing but whitewashing the history books and twisting your science. That's fucking it. Adam Blavatsky, all that shit is more science. And I'll dissect that shit and throw that shit out the window. And everybody, the scholar that know it. Know she get credit to Noble Drew Ali. I'll lecture this. Know all them Europeans back then give credit to Noble Drew Ali. They know it. Motherfuckers one heaven. Where did they learn the science from? This wasn't their science. Zoroastrianism, metaphysics, all that wasn't their science. Alice A. Bailey, who wrote The Race and the Initiation of the Externalization of the Hierarchy. Initiation. I got all that. Human and Savior. See, they lying to y'all. They get y'all caught up with spookism. Man, everything got to be initiated. See, that's the spookism. They using all this trash. The reappearance of Christ. Spookism. Their Christ is the new Messiah, the destiny of the nation, in which are plans for the disposition of the nation states, the unfinished autobiography, discipleship, and the New Age, esoteric psychology. That ain't nothing to be scary of, because you should know the esoteric and the exoteric. And that's how people get caught up. When you elite and when you didn't take the check, when you ain't taking no oath, it's nothing can happen to you, because you're a god. I ain't one of them dudes that took the check and then try to talk about the shit after you done took the check and spent the people money and did all that fuck shit. And then want to talk about like you finna expose somebody. Man, go sit down. You shouldn't have been with that. You shouldn't have been down with that shit from the jump. You should have stand above. You should have been like, man, I'm gonna do it the right way. And I'm gonna continue to do it the right way. No matter if it fill up a room or clear it out. I'm cool with either or. The books are very important for New Age thinkers who are exactly the ones who are conspiring to implement the New World Order. And see how they trying to get you with spookism, like the New World Order, and you don't even know what the New World Order is. They get you caught up. They don't want you to think. That's why I said people don't know how to read. They get all caught up with scary stuff. And I say, well, what am I saying? I don't know exactly. Also, the writings of Nicola Rucci, who wrote Mataria, that's their new Messiah. Shambhala, the Resplendent, the Angie Yoga series. You want to do all this shit. See, all this stuff is inner. They want you to pray to something outside of yourself. It's all spookism. David Spliner, who wrote Revelation, the birth of a new age, considered as the Bible. To who? Inside the New Age movement. I'm a Moor. This ain't no New Age movement. Reflection on the Christ, which is related to the Luciferian imagination, links with space. And they don't even know what Luciferian, because the morning star, Jesus is the morning star, Lucifer the morning star, phosphorus. See, they don't want you to think. I broke this shit down all day. All this stuff goes back to what's in your brain, your mind, you, phosphorus. Just learn how to talk about Galatha, the blood trickling down on the skull, because you don't know how to read. I'm telling you, you don't be touched. All these people is Freemasons. I'm 33 times 3, ancient rite of Memphis and Mizraim. Spirit builder. Please, I know where they go. They go right where I go. I see them all. Philosophical Research Society. Stop playing with me. You scary. And most of these Moors fakers. Poorish science. That's what I call them. Poorish science. Revelation to identity. The love of manifestation. New age rifts. And toward a planetary vision, which is directly related to the visions of the New World Order as they plan to be. Now, what do those people plan? This the spookism. This is not a dream, and it is not paranoid thinking. This is real. They plan that in order to accept the New World Order, all people must first accept the New Age religion. What New Age religion? Ain't no New Age religion. That's what I tell people. This is fallacy. It ain't no New Age religion. They try to talk about resurrection. It's New Age. No, it's not. That's why we study on our own vine and fig tree. That's why I showed you in history they be trying to twist it. Negro, black, color, anything. It was a war on you, nobody else. Because you had things. You knew how to think. You had running water. This ain't no overthrowing no world. Don't fall for that shit. They're trying to say the infamous NASA Bluebeam Project has 4 different steps in order to implement the New Age religion with the Antichrist at its head. See, that's trash. All spookism. We must remember that the New Age religion is the very foundation for the New World government. Without the religion, the dictatorship of the New World Order is completely impossible. You see that double talk? See, all that's double talk. They go back and talk about Adam Blavatsky and all talk about this shit, the secret doctrine, but these motherfuckers ain't know that's more science, and they ones Freemasons. I'm telling you, Adam Blavatsky, all that shit, secret doctrine, all that shit, that's Sufism. I'm telling you, that's Tasawwuf, and they not telling you. They trying to get you caught up in scary shit. It's just like the analogy I did with Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, and Larry Bird want to play Michael Jordan for his Big Mac. And we fall for it. We fall for it. We fall for all that spookism. Talk about it has different steps to implement the New World Order. New Age religion, Antichrist at its head. So what's the Antichrist? We must remember, money, that the New Age religion is the very foundation of the New World government. Without religion, the dictatorship of the New World Order is completely impossible. Come on, man. Come on, man. Truth and falsehood, all strangely mixed. And that's what they do, get Negroes mass hysteria, public opinion, get you all caught up with spookism to do dumb shit. That's it, to do something off dumb impulse. They said the first breakdown of all archaeological knowledge, it deals with the setup with artificially created earthquakes. We know that. That's hurt. So what we talking about, some New World Order? We ain't do what. That's why I said spookism. Stop the spookism. You're not gonna get nobody with no spookism. So stop that shit. We talked about this on academia all day long at college. And certain precise locations on the planet where supposedly new discoveries will finally explain to all the people the era of the fundamental religious doctrines. No, because people have this in their personal libraries. If you're an educator and a scholar, it's nothing new under the sun. Man, I told y'all, all in the Grand Canyon, they got all these goddamn Egyptian tombs and shit. Years ago, we as scholars who was able to go there. Just like if you go to Cancun, you can go to the goddamn Olmec Museum and see everything. And then there's a lot of people that you don't know that have money, have a lot of shit in their personal libraries, aka tomb raiders. See, this little people don't know. This is a fact. You know? Real talk. The falsification of this information will be used to make all nations believe that their religious doctrines have been misunderstood for centuries. Because it's true. Because I break this down, because if you got the Bible, and it's 18 missing years of the Bible, it is some missing. So where it's at? See, they trying to get you caught up in spooky. It's technology. We rise above. We don't dish the biblical scriptures. They lying. It's spookism. This is a resurrection. We from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. I don't know what people talking about. Ruth the Moabitess, Tamir. We synchronize with it. So I ain't dissing nothing. See, that's where the technology come from. You getting played. Hoodwinked. Following the Nicolaitans, following St. Nick. Spookism. What's important to understand is that the first step is that of the earthquake would be different parts of the world where scientific and archaeological evidence, what they say, are try to be found. But we know that to be fake because it's already there, already been proven. This is the first preparation for the plan for humanity, because what they want to do is destroy the belief of all Christians and Muslims on the planet. That's false. Who want to destroy the belief of Christians and Muslims? How? How can you? How? By putting a false image in your face? That's all. Because the story, that's why I keep telling people, all they're going to do is once again put a false image in your face. There's no written word of none of this shit people be saying. It's all false images. Who told you the Messiah was there? Who told you? If Daniel's prophecy right, if I left away, I'm going to come back the same way. So who told you? Where's it written? It ain't written nowhere. It's false images. That's all. And everybody know it. You got to have an eye. To do that, they need some false proof. What, a belief or a belie? Believing in something you can't prove? So who they gonna get? Mass hysteria. Not me with that shit. I told you, I'm under that Super Saiyan shit. When I say that, when you got the glow, man, it's like the Bible. Your cup run is over. Can't nothing come up in that shit. The vibration too fucking high. That's why I tell people, a so-called devil with the spirit, with the evil spirit inside, are cowards. It's just like a motherfucking bully. A bully run up to a person that's scared of him and get their ass whooped. Point blank. Get your ass handed to you. The second step involved a gigantic space show. Man, I told people years ago, holograms. All this shit become new. Holograms, mass hysteria. Think about it. With three-dimensional optical holograms and sounds, laser projection on multiple holographic images to different parts of the world, each receiving a different image according to predominating regional, national, religious faith. Just like if you go to some Islamic countries and people talk that shit, what they do, and you go to a place where it's an Islamic country and every morning they do the call of prayer. Allah, Allah, and your ass better do your salats. Come on, man. So don't act like stuff ain't far-fetched when people say they'll do. No, you won't. But holograms, different images, according to religions and faith. They say the new God's voice will be speaking in all languages. Duh. It should speak. That's why, look at this technology these churches do. They finna teach you how to speak in tongue. That's some false shit. Yeah, you should speak in all languages. If I'm speaking in a different language, then the first thing I am is a linguistic. The first thing I got to teach you is the words coming out of my mouth. So it should be all languages. Come on, look at the technology and their meanings. It should. If I'm telling you this mean this in Arabic, damn it, it mean it in Hebrew, it mean it in English. I can't arbitrarily explain shit. Are y'all following what I'm saying? In order to understand that, we must study various secret services, research done in the past 25 years. The Soviets have perfected an advanced computer. What advanced computer? Our brain? Even exported them and fed them with the minute psychology. Come on, man. It's nothing no computer can do your brain can't do. I promise you this. I promise you this. All this shit is spookism. And that's what I be telling people. You got to rise above. third step in this blue beam of beam projection that goes along with the telepathic and electromagnetic augmented two-way communications, where ELF, VLF, and LF waves will reach each person from within his or her own mind, convincing each of them that their own God is speaking to them from the very depths of their own soul. See, when Morris be getting caught up in this stupid ass spookism shit and all this 5G, this and all this shit, man, they said listen, man, y'all don't even know what the fuck y'all talking about, to be honest. That's why I said most people get caught up in spookism and don't really know nothing. Because if it's messed up for you, if it's killing everybody. If it's just going you and they up everywhere and you don't even know what they are. You don't know what they are. You don't even know what they do. People lying, man. Because it's spookism. They're not even into that type of science and in that type of research to be manufactured and take what they say and take it to court and say, this is what it is. You can't. It's all spookism. And when you talk to officials, they be like, not no official that's going to lie to you. Officials, contractors, we people just full of shit. They get you caught up in mass hysteria, spookism. Such rays from satellites are fed from the memories of computers that have stored massive data about every human on Earth. That shit been happening. Technology just get better and better. I mean, come on. We know that. Your phone store everything. Don't your phone know where store you go to? Your phone to tell you, oh, you should like this. Don't your phone, everywhere you go, ain't Big Brother looking at you as soon as you log on? Isn't your location going on there? So what am I saying? We talking about all this scary shit. No, technology, will and obligor, tracking, a 24-hour access to your ass. That's what this is all about. It ain't no other spookism. I'm telling you, man, we distracted, and you can use things for righteous things. But they say the rays and satellites are fed from memories of the computers. That's ways. We know that. That's been happening. In the language, the rays will be then interlaced with their natural thinking to form what we call diffuse artificial thought. That happens right now with music. That happens right now with commercial and with television. When you see something on TV, no, you don't want it. Be like, oh, ma, I want that. Or you see that nasty ass fast food on TV, you want that. Or you see them cheap ass diamonds on TV and you think they worth something, and they ain't worth shit. It ain't no different. When we talk about mind control, manipulate information the same way a computer for grammar manipulates information. That's why they store everything. Everywhere you go, it store information. Store. In 1991, the University of Arizona hosted a conference entitled the NATO Advanced Research Workshop on Current and Emergent Phenomena and biomolecular systems. What does that mean exactly, family? It means we refer to one paper that was delivered at the conference, which stands out for its different attitude towards the development under discussion at the time. It was in effect a protest and chilling warning to the attending scientists about the potential abuse of their research findings. Yeah. We know. Step 4, NASA's Blue Beam Project. The fourth step concerning the universal supernatural manifestation with electronic means. It contains 3 different orientations. One is making mankind believe that an alien, and that's what the Freemasons do. When I showed y'all, when these brothers be talking about they some goddamn, what they call themselves, Egyptologists, and they use that European book, Anunnaki, from that Freemason, Zachariah Stitchin. And when I say, if I show y'all the picture of Zachariah Stitchin and your boy that wrote Behold the Pale Horse, his name was Cooper, and they shaking hands, they tell you a little bit, but then they're going to go right back to some alien shit. I'm telling you. And so you can be mad at what I'm saying. I don't care. I bet you if they was in the flesh, it ain't nothing they can do because they Freemasons. And I'm 99 degrees, so it ain't nothing they can. They sons of Muslims. They clearly tell you. What they probably won't tell you. The fourth step I told y'all is the electric means what I told you. Making mankind believe that an alien or off-world invasion is about to occur at every major city on Earth in order to provoke each major nation to use its nuclear weapons in order to strike back. Now here we go, mass hysteria. Here we go, holograms. And this shit free information. Just like HARP. Just like Tavistock Institution. John Coleman talk about this shit. Can't get mad at me. This way, the United Nations course will require that all those nations which launch nuclear weapons to disarm when the invasion is shown to have been false. And how will the United Nations know the invasion was false? From neighbors, just what they saying. They will have staged it. They will have staged it. The second, to make the Christians believe that the rapture is going to occur with supposed divine intervention of an alien, an off-world civilization coming to rescue Earthlings from a savage and menaced demon. Its goal will be to dispose of all significant opposition to that implementation of the New World Order in one major stroke. Actually within hours of the beginning of the sky show. This is what they call it, a sky show. Just like fireworks, it's a sky show. The third orientation in the fourth step is a mixture of electronic and supernatural forces. The wave used at that time will allow supernatural forces to travel through optical fibers, coaxial cable, TV, television, electrical, and phone lines in order to penetrate to everyone at once through major appliances. Embedded chips will already be in place. Isn't it happening now? The goal of this deals with the goals of, they say, satanic ghosts projected all around the world in order to push all populations to the edge of hysteria and madness, to drown them with a wave of suicide, murder, and permanent psychological disorder. After the night of the thousands stars, worldwide population will ready for the new Messiah to reestablish order and peace at any cost, even at the cost of abdication of freedom. A lot of the people ask when this is going to happen, and they will accomplish the vision of the night of 1,000 stars, and the events will point to the day when it will begin. Spookism. Spookism. And this is stuff we talked about on college. I did a whole dissertation on this stuff. I did a whole dissertation on HARP. I did a whole dissertation on Tavistock Institution of Human Engineering. I did a whole dissertation on Zachariah Stitchin, pseudo book Anunnaki. I did a whole dissertation on Behold the Pale Horse. And scholars come from all over and they listen to these lectures. And people pay good money because that's what most people into. That's scholars and educators and spirituality. According to many reports, we have received, we believe, in the beginning was some kind of worldwide economic disaster, not a complete crash, but enough to allow them to introduce some kind of in-between currency before they introduce their electronic cash to replace all paper, plastic money. And man, I was just talking to them when I've been talking about this Bank of America loan for the minorities, for Hispanic and blacks. And I just tell people I've never seen any banks do something. And why would any bank, why would any institution? I understand this about, man, I follow the money, man. That's what my undergrad is in, finance. It just don't make logical sense for no banks to do no mortgages like this. And that's not even a subprime mortgage. You know what I mean? That's even when I say it's going to either do some great or it's going to be fucked up. When all this shit, if it's zero and that shit go back to zero and then that shit go back, it's gonna be messed up. So it's gonna do some good or some whole lot of damage, and we'll see. We'll see if people don't read that contract and have somebody like me right there that's gonna read that whole contract or give it to me and pay the damn donation fee to make sure somebody gonna read that whole damn near 400 page contract that you're not gonna read. But to implement the worldwide electric money system, everyone in the world who might have money in the future will have to have a way to transfer money electronically. Before that time, everyone will have spent before the year 2000 all of their cash reserves and assets. Everyone has to be 100% dependent upon the council for their existence. Y'all hear what I'm saying? When everybody talk about all their money, prime example, when that lady was on my page and I'm like, this got to be some real estate agent or some broker. Talk about, well, we consumer. And I said, you exactly. You're going to be consumed. All your money and all your assets, I just read it. You ain't going to have nothing. You're going to be 100% dependent. You ain't going to have no money. You ain't going to be able to grow nothing. You're going to be 100% dependent because you're going to spend all your cash on what? You just said it's going to be consumed on all this shit that you think is the American dream, which is worth a goddamn thing, which is worth nothing. And that's why I say even people that be blessed to play sports and all that, look what happened when they done. They don't have shit. They don't have nothing. And then they try to get a job. They don't have no skills. What you going to do? They should have got with somebody like me. So when they done, we have all this. We done built a nation. We have organization. We have villages. They be broke with no skills. To prevent any kind of independence, the New World Order has already implemented microchips in wild animals, birds, fish, etc. Why? They want to make certain that the people who will not accept the New World Order will not be able to hunt or fish anywhere in the world. And if they try, they will be tracked and traced by satellite, then hunted down and imprisoned or killed. See, Negroes always talk about a gun. I said, man, they have a satellite, a motherfucking beam. Nigga, they'll send a goddamn wave. I send a shockwave on your goofy ass. You talk about a motherfucking bullet. I send a drone and they drop a whole bunch of, they can just drop something. I'm telling you, man, we always thinking stupid. Like these movies, go get a gun. You finna shoot a goddamn monster. Pow, I got a gun. Pow, I got, man, that monster walking till you gonna bite your head off. You think a gun gonna solve everything? This ain't no movie. Oh, go get a gun. I'll get some bullets. No, man, what if they don't sell you no bullets? You don't have no bullet store. You don't even know how to make a bullet. The New World Order is already changing the laws of the nations to make everyone dependent upon a single food and a vitamin supply. I'll be asking these Moors that talk about they got all this money, where your land? You gotta have, but where your land? You making money, you just want clothes, you're not gonna get with a tribe like myself and other that's anointed and consecrated, that's educated in finance and spirituality, that use his own pennies to buy land and got a brotherhood. And we can build a nation that's an educator that can teach a child history, spirituality, finances, that can train them in the right way to learn how to eat right, work out right, be self-disciplined, to excel in all facets of life. It's already happening. And that's why I tell people there's nowhere other place I'd rather be in America. And that's why I said they try to get you with this scary stuff. Oh man, America have a lot of third. Yes, it does. Yes, America we have a lot of issues. But it ain't no other place I'd rather be, man. And you can't get me caught up with no spookism and all that shit, saying this and that, where I'm gonna deal with here. And if anybody don't like where they at, they can go somewhere. They can expatriate from what they like to see, what these goofy ass Moors like to say, this de facto government. Take your ass somewhere else and let me see how you live it. And watch you be begging your ass to bring yourself back here. Because I tell people in communities, especially in the communities that we live in, if we don't use the power, understand that we are Moorish Americans, and understand the context of what I'm saying, citizens in a certain aspect, and stay in the context. If you live in a neighborhood that you live in all your life and you don't have your own politicians in position to make sure shit happening in your community, it's your problem. And you just a joke. You ain't put the city councilman, the mayor, the governor, all that. That ain't nothing but a vote of the people. You don't know what's going on in your community. You don't know what finance coming in and out. You don't know how to apply for certain things, for grants. You ain't controlling things in your community because you're not active, because you in spookism. And I teach this stuff. We ain't finna go to no dictatorship. We are a people. The religious laws protect who we are. That's why I say get that black and white stuff out of your head. Get that spookism out of your head. Rise above to where you don't got to be worried about no spookism. Hold on, let me see if my sister ready. When I did that, and when I did this speech at school, they thought I was gonna get on there with some spookism. I said, dude, you have to read everything. I said, I don't get caught up in no spookism. I said, I understand military tests. I said, I don't get caught up in no antichrist and all that spookism shit. I'm not worried about that. I know how to read. And so a lot of things I don't even be concerned of, but no one's going to bring that spooky and that scary stuff to me without me dissecting and be like, wait a minute, now throw this right back at you and be like, okay, sir, yeah, I know. And I'm telling y'all, I was in the belly of the beast in academia, and I spoke just like this. I had to prove what I was saying. And that's why I tell people on here, I'm not here to convert no one, but no one's going to tell me this or try to make up some scary stuff to throw at us to act like we're supposed to diss who we are. And we have the right. That's why we are Moorish Americans. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I teach this shit. I use their science. And then I rest my case. And it's never a rebuttal. It's like in Sunday school yesterday, man. Like my dad was saying. It was like, come on, why are we not being educated by our own brother? If you say you study more science and you want to learn all this, we right here. I don't have to keep reinventing myself because I'm going to teach the truth. Regardless if it fills up a room or clear it out. And the truth is something that can be compared. We have dialogue. We philosophers, the phosphorus. And so I just tell people, man, don't get caught up in spookism, man. Because if you're a generator, operator, and destroyer, you got to understand we always going to be here. The world that shifted itself to get all the trash. That's all. It's nothing new under the sun. It's nothing new under the sun. And like I told you, we don't entertain spookism. That's for them. That's why I say, let's give Caesar back what is his or hers per se. But I'm not going to get caught up in spookism because if you throw that shit at me, I'm going to throw it right back at you. You keep saying trying to use religion and all this and then talk about some fake ass technology. Talk about some damn holograms. What the hell has it got to do with spirituality and understanding who you are and yoga? See, it's trying to say that all this things that's not what the common people should say. There's some overthrowing or not even that or some scary, but it don't even make sense because how are you lining the two? You talk about some Adam Blavatsky and all that, and who cares about them? Not in the manifestation, like who cares about them? But most people haven't even read it or studied it or even know what they talk about because what they doing, what they really doing is trying to relay Blavatsky and Alice Crowley. See, that's what they need to say. See, I know the real. But see, this all twisted because them Europeans didn't know shit. Excuse my candor again. They twist shit because they think people stupid. And I'll show y'all, it's all twisted. Alice Crowley, a.k.a. Serapis Bey, those people, the 777, is all twisted. They not wise. None of them. That's some lower peasant shit. It's spookism. Pascal Beverly Randolph, I'm telling you, I'll show y'all the sexual magic. Man, listen, they twist shit. And everybody know I'm speaking science. I don't speak any hate. I speak science. It's not a hate in my bone. Most of the people that I mentor out here in Arizona don't look like me. But I'm not going to fall for no garbage. Just like when I speak on Abraham and the Magi, I teach this Gnosticism, man. It's nothing scary. And that's why I tell people, things that people don't understand, the first thing they try to do is diss it or call it or be scared of it. Just like when Negroes talk about Noble Drew Ali study Zoroastrianism. Yeah, me too, fool. When you research what Zoroastrianism is, you'll sit down and have a seat. And that's what I'll be telling us. We're not learned enough. We don't study. We don't understand the etymology of words. Just like when I asked Morris, have you read the Unto Thee I Grant? What's that, Sheik? I have to shake your hand and walk away. I have to, because I know you don't have an understanding of nothing. Because if you did, you would want to come learn. You would be a student. And that's what you're supposed to be. Man, if I was into the science like these people say, man, I want to sit at the foot of a person like myself. Why? Just because I done looked at them, I done examined them, and I know they right. Just like all the rest of my nobles and emperors know I'm right. Just like all the people I mentor and tutor at colleges know I'm right. Just like all the kids I help in ADHD and in these homes, they know I'm right. Just like all the people I help to recover from drugs and Alcohol Anonymous know I'm right. Just like all the single moms I help, they know I'm right. I mean, I don't, and so that's where I'll be with this science, man. It's nothing new under the sun. The world ain't coming to an end. You tell it's never was a time when man was not. So if that's the case, it had to be a world. It had to be an earth plane. That's spookism I don't be concerned about. It never was a time when man was not. This world is going to always be here. Now, would it adjust itself? Will we go to different dispensations? Absolutely, because we're going into different dispensations as we speak. Because I remember when I was a kid, they didn't have fucking cell phones. I remember the first cell phone I saw was my dad had in a big ass bag, because my dad worked for the government, and he had this big ass. When they first got their government phones, it was this big ass bag and a battery, and he had to plug it in to the lighter. He had to walk around with this battery thing, you know, with the big phone. I mean, look how technology changed. Now we got electric cars. We used to look at the Jetsons like, oh, that ain't gonna happen. Look at the shit now. Look at the robot dogs. Look at the motherfucking houses in the motherfucking water and sky. Technology is continuing to get better. They already got cars that fucking fly. They already have all this nano. They already got this goddamn holographic shit that you can just put in the sky and think it's something. Come on, man. We years behind. And this is what I'll be telling people, be years behind. A lot of stuff is military grade. It's no secret. It's no spookism. It's nothing to be afraid of. The only thing most people are afraid of is their shadow. Because I ain't. And that's why I tell people I will lay my life down. Negroes killed my brother, man, and my cousin and most of my family. And all tragedy that I went through has been for most Negroes. Because I wish you no disrespect, man. The European know better to come to me like that, or any God, because they respect the God and the energy that's within that vessel. Because we come in on peace. It be our own kind, and that's just what I tell us, man. But we must rise above, and more science is for the family. Stay out of that spookism. Study. Become a student and learn. And we use things, and we use the science for study, not to get caught up and be like, oh, the end of the world, all this. And that's how I always flip things with a lot of my lectures. If you came to my lecture on the college campus, and the professors and the people that's holding the lecture, like, stay in context, and they be telling everybody, you must stay in context, listen to what the man's saying, and boom, and it be filled, because all students understand. It's like he's giving you something to compare to. I'm not getting no spookism. You trying to say a clear mind and understand who you are and all this. It's like you don't want me to think. And then you say it's going to be holograms and all this. So you're not making sense. This shit been happening. I'm in Arizona. All this phone, like I said, it ain't nothing but a vibration. It ain't nothing but a signal. Can go all the way out. Everybody got cell phones. It can be a signal. What if a mass, like you said, a trance, as they're saying, they're using in their words, but I'm putting it like in movies, a trance, then go through your phones. And then you see in the sky, big holograms or shit like you think it's big aliens or something taking over the world like fire, boom, bombs dropping and shit, but it ain't nothing but a hologram, but it's fire in the sky, and it's like the aliens fighting, and they tell you, and the big alarm go on, woo, don't come outside, don't come outside, that shit is just a movie. And so why would somebody tell you that and all this stuff? And then on the flip side, talk some religious shit. I say, man, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for no movie. And they try to always say some aliens. And I'm telling you, man, if you want to say it's some aliens, but I'm telling you, who the alien? You, me. Who the extraterrestrial? You, me. Because we ain't never lived without no running water or technology. Never. We ain't never said we was no motherfucking caveman. We ain't never said we lived with no fucking dinosaurs. We ain't never said that. We ain't never said we walked around no motherfucking hands. We ain't never said we ain't had no fucking running water and know how to wash our fucking asses. We always traveled on water. We always had homes. So if that's what you want to talk about, we always met barbers. Look at how we cut hair, how we did dental shit. Look at our clothes. So you want to talk about some alien technology? Man, I don't want to hear that. The only thing, no disrespect, a European got history for, and they'll tell you is whitewashing the history books. Just like when you see the head shape, they talk about that's some aliens. And you know in different cultures, they shape heads depending on the tribe. You know, in certain cultures, they wrap the feet. In certain tribes, you know this shit. And you gonna let somebody tell you some fucking aliens. Some Martians, even if it is somewhere else in another area. I ain't here to debate that, but you're not finna get me caught up talking about, like technology come from some fucking aliens. No, technology come from the land where you discovered that shit at. Just like Socrates and Plato and Aristotle had to go to the motherland to learn medicine and science and all that shit. Read Stolen Legacy. See, this is facts, but they always want to take that shit out of your hands and throw it to some goofy ass fucking alien. Where the hell they getting the black matter to make the fucking phones, y'all, and the technology? See, they ain't gonna tell you. See, I know the scam. Most people not in where do they get the technology to make phones, motherfucking TVs? Where they get it from, y'all? Where they get it from? I'll tell you where they get it from. They get it from the motherland. That's the only place it grow. That's the only place it come. Colton. It's the so-called black matter for all technology, and you gotta have it to make phones, TVs, and all that. Man, ask my dad. I had these old goofy ass, and I'm gonna say, excuse my candor, and I gotta go. Nigga Masons, I had to kick out. Goofy ass call themselves sheiks in my temple out here before I shut one of them down. Talking about, plasma TVs is made out of blood. This what this goofy nigga said. Excuse my candor, and I'm saying it. And everybody in there like that's deep. I said, you got to be kidding me. I said, you got to be kidding me. And I said, this what y'all talk about spookism? You not know better than a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists, goofy niggas. Excuse my candor. All of it be conspiracy theories. TV's made out of plasma. I said, who plasma? Who plasma? Because I said, from my understanding, all phones and things, you got to have this matter, this colton, to make this shit work. Well, yeah, you right. So why you coming here with your old ass talk about some damn all plasma TVs is made out of blood, and then gonna get up there talk about I don't have time to get my speech together. Man, go sit your ass down. And it's the spookism that these Negroes try to get you caught up in. I ain't even gonna say the dude's name, but I got it. No, I ain't gonna do it. Then they try to scam. This the scam. We gonna have such come in. Like when I first had him come to my temple, he called himself a sheik. We assistant sheik. Hey sheik, we gonna have the other Moors come to my temple. They couldn't pay. They were poor mentally. But anyway, yeah, we gonna have this so-called such. Some dude on the internet. I ain't gonna say the dude's name. That got some badge and whatever. They come teach us about the Zoon of the nation. So I'm like, they didn't know who I was, but we'll make a long story short. I'm like, what, the teacher, what about this? I got exoneration. My you got that? I said, man, I said, a book? I said, man, I don't even need this book. I said, what y'all finna have this dude come talk about? They shut the fuck up. That's how they be hustling. Yeah, we all gonna pay $500. All y'all ain't finna pay no $500. Y'all getting all these other people to pay $500. See, I know the scam. They can't come to me with none of that trash. No trinkets, no goofy ass goddamn G.I. Joe badge, no goofy ass ID. None of that shit mean nothing. Nothing. Just a whole bunch of people talking. So I hope we rise above, man, and be righteous, man. I love y'all. Don't fall for the spookism. Peace, light, and illumination.